Welcome to the Moral Crossroads podcast. We unpack all sorts of stories that really make you think about the choices people make, especially when they're faced with some pretty tough situations. Today, we're going to be diving into a show called Black Hollywood, Glamour, and Grit.
Yeah.
It's a drama, and it takes you behind the scenes of Black Hollywood, where ambition and secrets, well, they collide. So, have you had a chance to watch it yet?
You know what really strikes me about Black Hollywood, Glamour, and Grit is how it just peels back all the layers of fame and fortune. And it reveals those moral compromises that people make. Chasing stardom, it's a world where those power dynamics, they're constantly shifting.
Right.
And secrets, well, they become weapons.
And currency.
Yeah.
It sounds intense. And I know this show is actually split into 2 seasons. So what can you tell me about the overall structure? And what can we expect?
Well, the show, it does an incredible job of keeping you on your toes.
Yeah.
Season 1, it lays the groundwork, introduces us to this really complex web of characters, each with their own hidden motives and vulnerabilities. And then in Season 2, the consequences hit hard. The past comes back to haunt everyone, leading to some shocking betrayals and devastating losses.
Okay, let's dive into Season 1. Who are some of the key players that we meet right from the start?
Well, right off the bat, you meet Ava Mitchell. On the surface, she's this successful actress, living the dream, lavish parties, mansion in the Hollywood Hills. But beneath that carefully crafted image, she's harboring this dark secret from her past.
And secrets seem to be a recurring theme in this show. So what can you tell me about Ava's past and how it haunts her present?
Well, her past is linked to this man named Richard Collins, and he's a figure from her hometown. He represents that life that she desperately wants to escape. He holds this secret over her head, a debt she's been paying off for years. This constant fear of exposure, it drives a lot of her actions.
That's a heavy burden to carry. And things take an even darker turn. When these mysterious tapes surface, they capture the underbelly of those glamorous Hollywood parties. So what's the story behind these tapes? And what kind of impact do they have on the characters?
Those tapes become a catalyst for unraveling the show's central mystery. They expose the moral decay at the heart of this world, underage attendees, illicit activities, manipulation of aspiring actors and actresses. It becomes very clear that these parties, they aren't just about having fun. They're about power, control, and exploitation.
So who's pulling the strings? Who's exploiting these vulnerable individuals?
One of the key figures is Tyrell Washington. He's a ruthless talent agent. And he uses his position to control and exploit his clients. He thrives on these secrets, and he uses them to manipulate everyone around him.
It sounds like there's no shortage of drama and intrigue. Are there any other characters that we should be keeping an eye on?
Oh, absolutely. We have a love triangle forming between Ava and a rising star named Darius King, and a successful director, Jasmine Brooks. These complicated relationships add fuel to the fire, blurring the lines between genuine connections and strategic alliances.
Love triangles always add another layer of complexity. What about the supporting characters? Do they play a significant role?
Oh, even the supporting characters are really well developed. You have Sierra Blake, she's Ava's friend, and she's a rising actress trying to navigate the industry and stay true to herself. And then there's Margaret Carter. She's a seasoned figure in Hollywood. She's seen it all, and she becomes this unlikely ally to Ava. Each character brings their own baggage and ambition. It makes the dynamics even more fascinating.
With all these secrets and power plays and complicated relationships, it feels like something's got to give. Does Season 1 end on a cliffhanger?
Yeah. Oh, it most definitely does. Just when you think you're starting to understand the characters and their motives, Ava is found dead under very suspicious circumstances. It sends shockwaves through Hollywood. The question of who is responsible becomes the driving force behind Season 2.
Wow. Talk about a cliffhanger. I can't wait to hear what happens next. But we're going to have to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll delve into the twists and turns of Season 2. Stay with us.
Discover the captivating world of Black Hollywood, Glamour, and Grit. Join us as we explore the untold stories of iconic stars, their struggles, and their triumphs. Catch all the excitement on our YouTube channel, Black Hollywood, Glamour, and Grit. Subscribe now and be part of our journey.
Yeah, Ava's death really throws everything into chaos, forces all the other characters to confront their own actions and the secrets that they have been keeping.
It sounds like Season 2 dives headfirst into the investigation. So who takes the lead in uncovering the truth behind Ava's death?
So we're introduced to Attorney General Loretta Sanchez. She's this formidable woman who's determined to expose the truth, no matter the cost. She becomes this beacon of hope, a symbol that even the most powerful figures in Hollywood can be held accountable.
With Loretta leading the charge, I imagine things start to unravel pretty quickly. What kind of challenges does she face in her pursuit of justice?
Well, Loretta quickly realizes that web of deceit, it runs much deeper than she initially imagined. Those involved in Ava's death, they're willing to go to extreme lengths to protect themselves. She soon discovers that even within the justice system, corruption can run rampant.
So as Loretta's navigating the complexities of the investigation, what are the other characters up to? Are they all suspects in Ava's death?
Well, everyone becomes a suspect in their own way. Remember Darius, the rising star who was entangled with Ava? He's battling his own demons, trying to distance himself from a dark secret from his teenage years, a shooting incident that continues to haunt him.
Past mistakes can certainly come back to bite you, especially in a place like Hollywood. Does anyone know about Darius's past?
Of course, Tyrell, the ruthless talent agent. He finds out about the shooting, and he uses it to manipulate Darius, tightening his grip on the young star. It's a stark reminder that in this world, secrets are currency, and those who control them hold immense power.
It sounds like Tyrell's becoming more and more dangerous. Are there any other characters whose lives get entangled with the investigation?
Absolutely. Miles Carter, he's a talented musician battling addiction. And his niece, Lena Carter. They find themselves caught in the crosshairs of the scandal. Their stories add another layer to the show's exploration of ambition and the price of fame.
It's interesting how the show delves into the personal struggles of these characters. Alongside this central mystery, what do Miles and Lena's experiences reveal about the dark side of Hollywood?
Miles' struggle with addiction and his desperation to protect his niece really highlights the destructive nature of the industry. It shows how easy it is to lose yourself in the pursuit of fame, and how that pursuit self can have devastating consequences for those around you. Lena, on the other hand, she represents innocence and vulnerability. Her story exposes the manipulation and exploitation that often occurs behind closed doors in Hollywood, reminding us that not everyone is equipped to handle the pressures of this world.
With so many characters already involved, does Season 2 introduce any new players to the mix?
Yeah, we meet a few new characters who add even more layers to the intrigue. There's Victor Rousseau. He's this shadowy figure from the criminal underworld who has his own agenda. And then there's Winston Drake. He's a lawyer whose past entanglements with Ava come back to haunt him.
A criminal element and a lawyer with a past. It sounds like things are about to get even more complicated. What role do Victor and Winston play in the unfolding drama?
Victor's presence really expands the scope of the show's moral universe. He represents the dangerous forces that lurk beneath the surface of Hollywood, the people who operate outside the law, and use their influence to control and exploit others. Winston, on the other hand, embodies the moral compromises that can happen within the legal system itself. His character raises questions about the pursuit of justice and the lengths people will go to protect themselves, even if it means betraying their own principles.
With all these new players and hidden agendas, I can only imagine that the stakes get even higher in Season 2. Does the investigation lead to any dangerous confrontations or unexpected twists?
Oh, things definitely escalate quickly. There are attempts on the lives of several key characters, including Darius, Tyrell, and even Peter Reynolds, an evangelist who bravely comes forward with damning evidence against some of Hollywood's most powerful figures.
Wow, attempts on their lives. It seems like the truth is becoming a dangerous thing to possess in this world. What motivates these characters to risk their lives, to expose the corruption in Hollywood?
I think their actions really highlight the courage it takes to challenge the status quo, especially when you're facing power forces determined to maintain their control. The violence that erupts in Season 2 underscores just how high the stakes are and the lengths to which these individuals will go to protect their secrets and silence those who threaten their carefully constructed world.
So in the midst of this chaos and escalating danger, are there any characters who find strength in working together?
Interestingly enough, amidst all the betrayal and manipulation, an unexpected alliance forms between Sierra and Jasmine. They realize that if they want to take down Winston and expose the truth, they need to join forces.
That's quite a turn of events. Considering all the betrayals and shifting alliances we've seen so far, do you think their partnership can survive?
Their alliance is tested time and time again. They have to navigate a minefield of deceit, constantly questioning who they can trust. Their journey really underscores the power of female solidarity, but also highlights the challenges of maintaining trust in a world where everyone seems to have something to hide.
Sounds like Season 2 doesn't let up on the drama and suspense. Does the investigation ever reach a point where justice seems within reach?
There are moments where it feels like the truth might prevail. But then there are these devastating setbacks that remind us just how deeply entrenched the corruption is. One of the most shocking and heartbreaking moments comes with the death of Loretta Sanchez.
Oh, no. What happens to Loretta, and what does her death mean for the investigation?
Loretta is killed in a car bombing, a chilling reminder that those who dare to challenge the established order often face dire consequences. Her death sends shockwaves through the justice system and leaves everyone wondering if the fight for justice can continue without her.
Her death is a huge loss.
Yeah.
Does anyone step up to continue the investigation and seek justice for Loretta and Ava?
Yes. A new attorney general is appointed, Rachel Marsh, and she vows to pick up where Loretta left off. She brings a renewed sense of determination and a fierce commitment to uncovering the truth, no matter how dangerous the path may become.
With Rachel's determination and the alliance between Sierra and Jasmine, it sounds like there's still hope for justice, but with so many players involved and the power dynamics constantly shifting. I can only imagine that season 2 ends with a bang. Does the show offer any resolution, or does it leave us with more questions than answers?
The show's creators certainly know how to keep viewers on the edge of their seats until the very end. The season culminates in a series of heart-stopping confrontations, shocking revelations, and unexpected alliances as the characters face their ultimate reckoning.
Discover the captivating world of Black Hollywood glamour and grit. Join us as we explore the untold stories of iconic stars, their struggles, and their triumphs. Catch all the excitement on our YouTube channel, Black Hollywood Glamour and Grit. Subscribe now and be part of our journey.
Okay, we're back. And this deep dive into Black Hollywood Glamour and Grit, it's been quite a ride. Heading into the final act of the show, it sounds like the stakes are higher than ever. Everyone is fighting for survival, and the truth has become a dangerous weapon.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The climax of the show really brings all those intricate plot lines together in a way that's both thrilling and thought-provoking. It's not just about good versus evil. It's about those gray areas of morality and the complexities of seeking justice in a system that's riddled with corruption.
You mentioned earlier that Sierra and Jasmine team up to take down Winston. What does that confrontation look like?
Well, their pursuit of justice, it leads them right to Victor Russo's doorstep, they realize. That to expose the truth and bring Winston down, they need to get their hands on Ava's secret tapes, which Victor now possesses. It's this high-stakes showdown that showcases their courage and resilience in the face of immense danger.
And what about Miles? His story has been such a tragic descent into darkness. Does he find any redemption, or does he continue down that destructive path?
Miles' story takes a heartbreaking turn. His pursuit of power and revenge, it consumes him, leading him to betray those closest to him. He isolates himself, becoming a mirror image of the very people he once despised. It's a cautionary tale about the seductive allure of ambition and how easily it can twist even the most well-intentioned individuals.
So while Sierra and Jasmine are fighting for justice and Miles is spiraling out of control, what happens to Winston? Does he face any consequences for his actions?
Winston's fate is complex. He finds himself trapped, forced to make impossible choices. Just to survive, he's a representation of how even those who operate within the legal system can become entangled in a web of corruption, sacrificing their principles for self-preservation.
As we approach the end of the series, does the show offer any sense of closure or resolution? Do the characters who sought justice for Ava and Loretta find it?
The ending. It's both satisfying and unsettling. Some characters, they find a measure of peace and redemption, while others face the consequences of their actions. The show doesn't shy away from the harsh realities of this world, where power and influence often shield the guilty from true accountability.
It sounds like Black Hollywood, Glamour, and Grit leaves a lasting impression, prompting viewers to grapple with some pretty heavy questions about ambition, justice, and the price of fame.
Absolutely. It's a show that stays with you long after the credits roll. It forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about the world we live in, the systems of power that perpetuate injustice, and the choices individuals make when faced with impossible dilemmas.
Well, I think we've covered quite a bit of ground in our deep dive into this captivating series. Any final thoughts?
I think Black Hollywood Glamour and Grit is a masterclass in storytelling. It reminds us that even in the darkest corners of ambition and deceit, the human spirit can find ways to resist, to fight for truth, and to seek a glimmer of hope amidst the chaos.
And on that note, we wrap up our deep dive into Black Hollywood Glamour and Grit. We hope you enjoyed this journey into the heart of Black Hollywood, where the pursuit of fame and the struggle for justice collide. Thanks for joining us on the Moral Crossroads podcast.